Hello everybody, welcome back. This is episode number 24 of the Vanarama YouTube's Football Manager 2018 experiment with Celtic and Rangers in the English League. Obviously started with Vanarama working their way to where they are now in the episode that will now conclude season number 12. And as you can see, Celtic are still top, Rangers are now up into 4th, 5 points off of second place, with how many games left? I believe that's 17 games left, so plenty of time for things to change up there. But the one thing that has to have changed for the two of them, in my opinion, is that they would have both had to have spent a bit of money to reinforce their squads. So, at the same time, not letting anybody else go, because they've let a lot of players go between the two of them. Celtic the most. Start with the top and go with Celtic. Let's have a look at their transfer history now. So you can see they brought in 3. Stephen Travis from Brighton, who is a left winger, worth a bit of money as well, so potentially a really good signing there. Scott Thomas, a 19-year-old Welshman that they pay 33 million for. That must mean that he's got to have some potential on him to become fantastic. He's already had 4 caps for Wales, so there must be something about this Scott Thomas guy. And this is quite strange. Stuart McGowan, they allowed to go to Hibs for free. It must have been his contract was running out or something. He's a right back. His contract must have been running out, and he went, signed for Hibs for free, and obviously he isn't figuring too much for Hibs. He's now come back on loan. So Celtic let him go for nothing. Hibs has snapped him up, and now they're paying Hibs 130k per month to have him play for them. So how well must Hibs be doing for a player to be good enough to loan to a team chasing the Premier League? So that must mean an awful lot in terms of the Scottish League and what they're doing. But I mean, wow. That's a strange one, really strange one. But if he does well enough for Celtic and helps fire them back into the Premier League, he'll then go back to Hibs, a stronger player. So it's a good deal all round, I suppose, if that's the case. But I think Celtic are missing out on someone who was their player at one point during this season. So there we go. That's that. That's Celtic's business. Not enough, in my opinion, but they're still top of the league. They've still got enough of the individuals doing well enough that they may end up, let's say they got the top 3 average rating players. So Jared Bowen, we didn't look at the transfers out. I just noticed Jared Bowen had left. Looking at this, Jared Bowen went to Leverkusen for 5.75 million. That's not a lot of money for someone of his quality, but he is 32. That's the only thing. 32 years of age. Maybe Celtic cashed in at a point when they thought they could. But that was the only sale. They've allowed some players to go out on loan, but that's the only sale. So £268 million they've made in transfers. Crazy stuff. Absolutely crazy stuff. A lot of money that is. They've spent 125 million of that. So they've still got lots of money in the bank. And they should be firing up into the Premier League with a lot of money to spend. Eddie Howe is guiding them to the Premier League. Rangers now only brought 2 in. So Ricardo Palacios, 26-year-old Peruvian striker, not very prolific in goal scoring for his country, scoring in 1 in 6 games for his country, which isn't a good return for the striker. But his return for Shandong was pretty good, actually. That's 111 goals in 196 games. That's more than a goal every 2 games. So that is pretty good. His club goal scoring form, which is the most important thing because we're looking at his club team right now. Rangers. But what will count is his goal scoring form for Rangers. Mason Holgate, who is now 32 years of age, is he the ex? Yes, he's the Everton defender who Everton bought from Barnsley a few years back, but now there's a full career of his there. playing for Rangers to see his career out, to see if he can get them into the Premier League. So it's good to see them both pushing Premier League. It's good to see Rangers exceeding my expectation with Celtic. I'm hoping they're going to do the same if they get the opportunity in the Premier League again. But we will soon see. Guys, I think this is an ample time to take this season to a close. So I will see you when this season is over. But wait, no, sorry. The Cups. How have these two teams done in the Cups? I'm expecting Celtic would do quite well. So winning against Blackburn in the second round, good. Beating Bolton in the third round, good. Losing 3-0 at home to Arsenal in the fourth round. Disappointing, lost that really. Not so much for the fact it was a loss, but the fact it was at home they lost 3-0. I'd be disappointed with that. FA Cup. They got a fourth round replay against Wolves to come, so we'll keep an eye on that. We have got something with Celtic to look forward to on the cup front at the end of the season. Rangers now, what about them? So Carabao Cup, they won the first round against Wrexham, they won the second round against Crystal Palace, good result, won the third round against Norwich, so they got through the fourth round, they lost away to Chelsea on penalties. So that's a way to bow out, not 3-0 at home to a top team, but going out on penalties to a top team. So I think they got a little bit further, Rangers, as well. So I think Rangers have got something of a bragging right over Celtic on that one. Now, where are we? FA Cup third round, they also have a replay, and they're playing Everton in a replay, so that's good. That's a really, really good bit of cup run for us to look forward to now. So that's how we're leaving it now. So yep, as I said, we'll see the season out and see how it gets on. We'll have a look at the Scottish League at the end of the season. I'll see you guys there. Okay then guys, we're here on the 28th of May, and as you could probably already see, I did this just in case we had a playoff final to watch, and we do have one to watch. We're watching Rangers against Southampton. Rangers missed out in the playoff final last year. They're not going to want a repeat of that disappointment. But when you also look up here, holders Fulham. Fulham must have come out of completely nowhere and went and took the title. So did Celtic finish in the top two? Yes, they did. Weird. So Fulham must have been the winners of the last one, and because it's not finished yet, because there's still a game to be played, that'll be it then. So Rangers finished third in the end, missed out by 6 points. Celtic are up. Will Rangers be joining them? I sincerely hope so. So let's book our ticket for this game and go and watch the motherfucker. Really excited about this now, guys. I like it when I'm able to bring these games to you. So Celtic already in the Premier League, Rangers attacking it. And there we go. Can they do it this time? In my opinion, they were unlucky against Crystal Palace in the last one. And they were underway. So as I said, unlucky against Crystal Palace last year. Hopefully lightning won't strike twice, but it could here. Oh, just wide. Rangers looking like they've very much getting the better of the game. And possession wise, at least anyway, more on target, but the same. Well, arguably say Southampton are making a little bit more of their possession, but Rangers, they're still the better team at the moment. They got to get the ball in that bloody net though. Southampton are pressing them now. Oh. Keeping the ball well, yeah. Getting it through Palacios. Oh, that was a chance. That was a chance. Rangers got some slightly injured players on the bench. Thankfully, they're on the bench and not on the field. Rangers definitely got the better of the game, but they had the better of the game last year, didn't they? They lost out by the odd goal. They've got to find that net, especially while Southampton have an injured centre-back playing. So Joel Hilton's coming on for Palacios. Palacios not having much of an impact. The time is running down now, exactly as it did last year. Are we looking at extra time and penalties in this one? Or is there going to be some late drama in the 90 minutes? So Rangers convincingly the better team in this game. Southampton mustering just a one shot on target, and that'll be time up, I think. Yes, extra time will decide this match now. Potentially penalties. Southampton looking the better team so far in extra time. Rangers only really edging them on possession. The Rangers getting a bit too tired now. So we're looking at half time in extra time. Is there a goal to separate these teams, or will it be the lottery of a penalty shootout? Potentially a goal, yeah? Ooh. That was close. So it will be a penalty shootout. Southampton at first with Collins. And it's saved. Can Rangers put themselves in with an advantage now? Can Hilton put it away? He does so. Keeper should have done better by the looks of that though. Oh, and he's got the new type of penalty shootout now. Rangers have another go and push it away 2-0. A lot of pressure on this Southampton player now, because Rangers could massively have the upper hand if he can't put this away. He has done. So it's 2-1. Now, to put Southampton back on level terms, he does, but Rangers do have a penalty in hand, and it's coming up right now, and it's Richards, the attacking midfielder. And it's saved. Even Stevens with 2 penalties left. Jalek needs to put this away. He does so really well as well. Now Southampton's last 2 shooters now. Potter puts it away. Pizzella to put the pressure on. Puts it away. Pressure's on now. Whoever's taking this penalty for Rangers needs to put it away. It's going to be Downs. A big build up to this now. I got a bad feeling about this for Rangers. And I was right too. He skied it. Rangers miss out in a playoff final yet again. Gutted for them. Celtic will make their way into the Premier League. Rangers back to square one with another season in the Championship, unfortunately. Okay, so there we have confirmation of the disappointment for Rangers. I don't think there's any point looking at any player stats, is there? Go on, let's have a quick look. So stats, player detailed. I think Celtic ruled the roost over most of it. Where's the average rating? It was Tapia. Rowan Fuller finished third. Tapia was the best. Rowan Fuller third. Travis Traore Elstone. So dominated by Celtic players, the average rating. So Celtic worthy winners of the title in the end. Rangers had a couple of players on there. So I guess you could say they were quite unlucky in the end. Joel Hilton was 5th for Rangers there. So Rangers, they can keep hold of some of them players, then maybe they may have an opportunity next year. So Celtic were the best team in the division by a long stretch. Rangers were unlucky, in my opinion. They could have finished second even. But that's pretty much how it goes. Clean sheets was Traore with 19. Rangers, Joel Burshek. Rangers got a good team there. I think they can push for it for next season, maybe. Over to the Scottish League, I'd say now. Okay, so over to the Scottish League then. Hibs winning the league again. No real surprise there. They've been the most dominant team in Scottish football. Aberdeen been pitching in with a couple of titles. Dundee United surprised everybody 2 years ago. Ross County were the runners-up this time around, doing really well there to finish there above Dundee United. Aberdeen, a disappointing season in the position that they finished, but they're only 7 points off top there, so that top five were really strong that season. Gateshead unfortunately falling out after we thought they'd found their feet in the Ladbrokes Premier League. They get dumped out of there. So I wonder, Barrow, who are in the division below, how are they getting on? We'll come back to this now to have a look at the European progress of Hibs and maybe one other. So Barrow flirted with relegation from the Ladbrokes Championship. I believe Barrow were the team who did go down to the Ladbrokes League 1, but came back up, absolutely blowing the league away. But now a disappointing season for them, so they'll be reunited with Gateshead for next season, so we'll look forward to that one. So Hibs, their European Champions Cup playoff, they got through the playoff, beating, I think that's Steaua Bucharest, that is. Steaua Bucharest. So they got into the Champions Cup group stage and they managed to win a game against CSKA Moscow. They lost to Roma, lost to Arsenal, beat Moscow again but lost to Roma. So that must mean they must have finished third in that group. And so they couldn't have finished third in that group. How the bloody hell did they not finish third? They beat Moscow twice. Unless Moscow got more points than them against all the other teams. That's a strange one. All groups, let's have a look. So that was that group. Oh, Roma. Moscow won 2 games. So Hibs beat Moscow twice, but Moscow won 2 games against Roma and Arsenal. Moscow went through. That's a strange one, isn't it? So that was Hibs. Who would have been in Europe? Aberdeen would have been in Europe. I'm sure they finished second. Schedule, senior squad. So the best placed qualifying 3. They didn't go through. Zenit beat them, but they got through to the Euro Cup. Euro Cup Group B. A draw, a win, a draw, a loss, and a win. I think that should have been enough to get them through to the knockout round. It did, but they went 8 to AC Milan naturally. But no, the Scottish teams are doing quite well in Europe still. So there we go. Wait, one thing I've forgotten: the cups. How did Celtic Rangers end up doing in the cups? Celtic had a 4th round replay against Wolves, which they lost. That'll sum that one up then. Rangers had a replay as well. Can't quite remember who they had it against. FA Cup 4th round replay, they won against Everton. There we go. FA Cup 5th round, they went out to West Brom 3-0 away. Bit of a gut of that one, but no, not bad. Not a bad season for both really. Celtic in the Premier League, Rangers unlucky again, beating playoff finalists 2 years in a row. Next year got to be 3rd time lucky for them. So that is where we're going to leave this one, guys. We will do another couple of seasons. We'll see if Celtic can sustain themselves this time in the Premier League, 3rd time of asking, and if Rangers can join them, and we'll see where it goes from there. So thanks again, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you're still enjoying it. Stay in touch because there's plenty more to come from this one. Thanks again, and until the next time, it's cheerio for now.